Reflection for the 11th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A, 14 June 2026. My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, today's readings reveal a beautiful truth about God. He chooses us, He loves us, and He sends us. The entire message of this Sunday can be summarized in three simple words: chosen, loved, and sent. In the first reading from Exodus, we find the people of Israel gathered at Mount Sinai. God reminds them of everything He has done for them. He says, "I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself." What a beautiful image! An eagle carries its young above danger, protecting them and teaching them to fly. God is telling Israel that He has carried them through slavery, suffering, fear, and uncertainty. The same is true for us. If we look back over our lives, we can see moments when God carried us. There were times when we thought we would not survive a challenge, a loss, a disappointment, or a hardship. Yet somehow, we made it through. God was there, carrying us on His wings of mercy. After reminding Israel of His love, God gives them a mission. He tells them, "You shall be my own possession among all peoples, a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." God was not choosing Israel because they were perfect. He chose them so they could reveal His goodness to the world. The same calling belongs to us through baptism. We are God's people. We are not meant to blend into the darkness of the world. We are called to be a holy people, reflecting God's love in our homes, workplaces, schools, and communities. Yet many Christians forget who they are. We often allow the world to define us by our failures, our weaknesses, our possessions, or our social status. But God defines us differently. He calls us His treasured possession. Imagine that. The Creator of the universe looks upon you and says, "You belong to me." This leads us to the second reading from St. Paul's letter to the Romans. Paul reminds us of the greatest proof of God's love. He writes, "While we were yet sinners, Christ died for us." Think about that for a moment. Most people are willing to help those who deserve help. We naturally love those who love us. But God's love is different. Jesus did not wait for us to become holy before He loved us. He loved us when we were weak. He loved us when we were sinners. He loved us even when we were far from Him. The cross is God's declaration that His love is unconditional. Many people struggle with guilt and shame. They carry the burden of past mistakes. Some believe that God is disappointed in them and no longer wants them. Today's reading destroys that lie. Christ died for us while we were still sinners. If God loved us at our worst, how much more does He love us now as His children? This is the foundation of our faith, not our goodness, but God's mercy. The Christian life begins when we stop trying to earn God's love and start accepting the love He freely offers. Because of Christ's sacrifice, we are reconciled with God. We are no longer enemies. We are friends of God. We are sons and daughters of the Father. This is why St. Paul says we can rejoice. A Christian should not live in fear. A Christian should live in gratitude. The gospel then shows us the heart of Jesus. Matthew tells us that when Jesus saw the crowds, He was moved with compassion because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Notice that Jesus does not look at the crowd with annoyance, criticism, or judgment. He looks at them with compassion. The word compassion means to suffer with another person. Jesus sees their confusion, their wounds, their loneliness, and their struggles. His heart is touched by their pain. Today, our world is still full of people who are like sheep without a shepherd. Many are searching for meaning, but do not know where to find it. Many are wounded by broken relationships. Many are trapped by addiction. Many are burdened by anxiety and fear. Many have material wealth, but lack inner peace. Jesus still looks upon these people with compassion. But then He says something surprising. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. The problem is not that there are too few people in need. The problem is that there are too few workers willing to bring God's love to them. Jesus first tells his disciples to pray for laborers. Before we can serve, we must pray. Before we can change the world, we must first allow God to change our hearts. Then Jesus sends out the 12 apostles. He gives them a mission: proclaim the kingdom, heal the sick, cleanse lepers, cast out demons, bring hope to the hopeless. Their mission was not merely to speak about God, it was to make God's love visible. The same mission belongs to every Christian today. Not everyone is called to preach from a pulpit. Not everyone is called to become a priest or religious. But every baptized person is called to be a missionary disciple. You may be a laborer in God's harvest by encouraging someone who is discouraged, visiting the sick, helping the poor, forgiving someone who hurt you, teaching your children the faith, praying for those who have lost hope, living honestly and faithfully in a world that often rejects truth. Every act of love becomes a proclamation of God's kingdom. Jesus also tells his disciples, "You received without paying, give without pay." Everything we have comes from God. Our faith, our talents, our health, our opportunities, our very life itself. Everything is a gift. Sadly, we sometimes act as though these gifts belong exclusively to us. We become possessive, selfish, and unwilling to share. Jesus reminds us that gifts are meant to be given away. The more we share God's love, the more his love grows within us. As we reflect on today's readings, let us remember these three truths. First, we are chosen by God. Like Israel at Sinai, we are his treasured possession and his holy people. Second, we are loved by God. Christ died for us while we were still sinners, proving that his mercy is greater than our failures. Third, we are sent by God. Like the apostles, we are called to bring his compassion and healing to a world that desperately needs hope. May we never forget who we are. We are his people, the sheep of his flock. We are saved by grace. We are loved beyond measure, and we are sent to make Christ known wherever we go. Amen.